Alrighty, I am back. Now we are gonna start on our 17th prompt of the day, or of Inktober. And let's get a new canvas going here. He's such a goober. Alright. Alright, next prompt. I won't be drawing a background this time around. It's been a while since I have not drawn a background. Okay, so to like frame the thing. Next one. It is the prompt is ornate. So things ornate, right? And my thought is, well, what is something that's characteristically ornate? And then also, how can I make it interesting? So we're gonna do something that uh this is inspired off of those traditional artists, or actually I don't know what you call them, but craftsman artists, like fine crafts. Yeah, like fine crafts artists. And whenever I think about something that's ornate, I often think about this. I'll let you figure out what it is, uh for those who are interested. How do I do? I think honestly I might actually. I'm thinking maybe I should vector this instead. Vectoring this would allow me to get what I want. So I haven't vectored anything in a while. The last thing I vectored was when I was experimenting with vectoring was probably this? No, there was no vectoring in this. Or kind of. Oh, it was this. This was, oh, I spent a lot of time. This was unusually simple looking, but also very oh, you know what? I tried to vector something else and it didn't work out. It was the spaceship one, I think. It was the one right after too. So this was the first vector one. So we're gonna bring something like this back to some extent. Vectoring is really satisfying, especially when you're trying to get buildings in and all that. I haven't done the chest, the trunk that I did yesterday. Oh boy. Should I really strongly considered vectoring it. So let's go to it. Let's create a vector layer here. I actually don't remember how this works. Guess we're gonna figure it out as we go. All right. It also means I could use my mouse, right? Okay. I need to put the whole thing in the frame, so gotta make sure it's in the frame. It's kind of important that this is somewhat straight, because it's the entire piece, so what? Wait, can I change the color? Oh, please tell me I can change the color. Hold up. Do I want it white? Now that I think about it? No. What? I clicked on something. Okay. So wait. How do I... Oh. Oh, rip. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, there's gonna be some growing pains. Okay, hang on. So... Alright. I think I remember this now. Oh. Thought I can add a point. I can't add a point to this? Oh, it stays a box. Okay. Oh, I didn't even realize you could do this. Oh, that's so satisfying. What the... I just thought of a great idea. Oh, no, wait. I'm not sure if that's how that works. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start... I'm gonna mess around for a little bit here. And you, okay. Why can't I delete you? Okay. Hmm. Okay. Why are you uneven? I think that's good enough, right? Yeah, I mean, it's slightly off, but that's good enough. All right. And then now we need to do, I forgot. I think we still need to some freehand pieces. Oh. Uh, gotta think chunky. Heck, you're too narrow. I think that's okay. I'll move it a little to the right after I redo it. Okay, that's all I need. I only need this part, right? So let's grab this part first. I realize I could use either side. That is actually really nice because then I can draw on the dominant, like an angle I prefer. Okay, let's go back to our sketch here. Now we gotta do the other things. Okay. This is way, way harder than I thought. Heck. Hmm. Oh, now I'm just goofing around. Oh my gosh, it looks so weird. It's fine. I'll work on it. Send help. Wait. Hmm. That is not good. Oh my gosh. It's fine. No, I can't. Yeah, we gotta figure this out first. Uh is it like a mosaic? It's supposed to be. Alright, hold up. We gotta Jeez. Alright, hold we're working on it. We're working on it. Hold up. Okay, that looks fine. You mentioned not using super bright colors too often. I bet this would look good with some. Yeah, yeah. This is today is bright color day. Yep. So I haven't used bright colors yet, so that's why I'm gonna use both my pieces deal with bright colors. You are absolutely correct. I chose 2 prompts that I would naturally incorporate bright colors in. And this also serves as my background, so I no longer have to do a background for this one. Now I just need to now like find how my spacing is gonna be. I think this is pretty good. All right. Yeah. All right. And we're gonna do. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but the idea that I have is very, very questionable. For now, let's uh so you were always actually inspired enough to get out my tablet, and you've been working on a giraffe study and turned out closer to how you've always wished you could draw. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is really great to hear. Good feelings all around. I'm we're not gonna do this. Let's just keep going. Do not we must not trigger. Must not trigger. It'll be okay. I think I can. Yeah, no. I can make it work. It's fine. It's fine. I wanted to do something else. Feel like this isn't. All right. I'm just alleviating some of my hand constraints. We're gonna have to go over it again to do some touches, but that's okay. All right, so now I have to tell myself, do I want to do this all by hand? Heck, I don't know if I want to do this all by hand. There's a very important reason I'm doing this, but I don't know if it matters. It's fine. This would be really, really interesting if I were a little bit more planned out on vectoring. I feel like there's so many interesting things you can do with like dodging and multiplying and not, but for now, I think this is fine. Okay, I guess I can draw curve things. One is dynamic brush mode. Yeah. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. What about this? That's not what I... No. Alright, we're just gonna do the rest by hand. Okay, so the question is, do I want to clean the thing up? Because it's going to matter, right? Is it going to matter? Probably gonna matter. At least roughly clean it up. Okay. The fun part is the coloring part again. I think today the name of the game is to have a lot of fun coloring and all that. Turn. Heck. I'm learning to use tools. Oh dear me. Dear me, dear me. Oh no! What am I doing? Okay, okay, okay. Ah! Okay. Alright, alright, it's fine. It's fine. Alright. All that training so far has prepared me for this. I am prepared. I'm one with the... Oh my... uh... Like I am one with the... Alright, you got squished. Alright, let's try to... Dang you. Why did I think it was a good idea to put pads next to each other? Okay, that's fine. Good enough. Heck. My hand is so stiff right now. Okay. We'll get that. Okay, alright. Wobbly nation. That's all I can say about that. Well, we'll try to smooth it that. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna try my best impression of being a robot. A robot. Ugh! 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 Okay. I promise I won't be doing that the whole time. Ugh! I'm arbitrarily just drawing lines. Practicing my arc stroke, you know? My hands hurt. Oh yeah, this is giving me a hand cramp. Okay, we just gotta fill in the space. Arc our way to victory. One of my first compositions was like this. Only I used like triangles instead. It was one of my early days where like, oh yeah, stained glass. That would be really cool. So here I am doing it again, only very different this time. I'm basically trying to make a stained glass thing, and it gives me the opportunity to use like interesting colors, and I want to do it like a mosaic watercolor thing, so I need to get these boundaries in because I have an idea that would be really fun because I'm using a digital art medium. I don't know if it's gonna work that way. And it appears I have a really hard time creating arcs. Oh. How long have you been drawing as a hobby? I only draw during Inktober for 4 years. And I've recorded 3 of those 4 years. That looks okay. That looks pretty good, right? Yeah. That's a decent mosaic. And then I would just go over it and smooth out any lines in the long run. It's supposed to be a stained glass window, basically. We're going for a stained glass window. Has it all been Mr. Panda? No. This is the first year to keep a consistent. When you were talking about like being consistent, having a consistent character, right? A consistent character to improve. Like I can tell you, like, here's one of my inspirations. So my very first Inktober 2021 was this. Look. So my very first Inktober was this, and the prompt was called Crystal. Back in 2021. How'd I do it? I drew a lot of lines, right? But in the the first year was I took references. I took a lot of references, but the first year, a lot of it focused on using the mascot. But usually there was a lot of experimentation, so lots of referential stuff. Sometimes it would be like something that's inspired off of something, but then I would spin it to the character itself. So like this is the third prompt, which Mr. Panda guy got turned into the cat bust from My Neighbor Totoro, right? However, it then spiraled into other things, like doing a art prompt with. Oh, there's many referential stuff. Oops. So like this, for example, that's Raven, right? The prompt is Raven. So basically, the first year was to do whatever random things we can have and then make it referential to something. For example, the next prompt is, I actually don't know what this prompt is. Spirit. So this was inspired off of a combination of the Patronus and Bones and Shadow and Bones, the deer spirit kind of thing. And you can see like early days. You can see how it's rough. Well, we did a lot of experimentation. Most of it in the first year where you're like referential things where it could be funny. So experiment with a lot of things like this. Memes, right? Memes and emotes and whatnot. Then 2022 was the line art sketch year. So we experimented on our lines. Tons of line stuff. So it also comes with things like the first attempt at cross-hatching. This was, I think it was bet or deal? Wait. Bluff. Bluff was the prompt for this. So many things happened. Like I sketched we had a lot of pencil sketching in this one. So this was Mr. Doggo. All of it was smearing, a bit of smearing, pencil, shaving, shading. So got that stuff in. Like lots and lots of like sketchy volumes. Basically working on volumes a lot of times too. So things like this, right? So lots of volumes, lines. So that's when I developed far more line stuff. Tons of line stuff. Here's another one. Right, Blitzcrank. Right, Blitzcrank. Black and whites, volume. So that's how I learned my shading. And then 2023, we got into lighting. Quite a lot of lighting things. So contrast and lighting. And so most things were very dark. And then that's where I got to do the stuff that I typically do now, in terms of lighting. Like, so there's no backgrounds yet. We still got to do background work, but it would be things like this, where now I'm starting to combine the lines with contrast, pushing blacks and then pushing light. And of course, still doing referential stuff, occasionally throwing in my panda guy. and it led to things like this, which is what was my reference today. So the whole lighting thing and whatnot deals with pieces like this from 2023. So this is where I start doing lights, lots of lights, glows, complementary colors, trying to push saturation. There's quite a lot of pushing as much contrast as possible. So I ended up doing that a lot. Like this one. Just push street art related things. Just push contrast to the max. So then we also started experimenting with like screen tones, textures, and whatnot. So everything is really punchy. We learned how to do the punchy stuff in 2023. Then 2024 had a cultural... You love this one? Yeah, this one's really aggressive. Then 2024 was when I started language learning. So all the language learning stuff, I decided we're gonna write some stuff to make it relevant to... it was the year of Duolingo, so then we start incorporating Chinese and Japanese things. So everything in 2024 had a Chinese and Japanese element in it. So it would be something like this. This is when I started doing... Then we started separating background, foreground, so backgrounds. Lots of environmental backgrounds. Would be the most natural state. I draw mountains, fog, trees, and stuff. So when it gets indoors, it gets a little tricky. when I start doing indoors, I basically make things very dark. The indoor stuff is incredibly dark. They're dark with like bounce lighting and whatnot. If not, it would be something like simple pieces, like something like this. Whoops, it's wrong. I hit the wrong one again. All right, so like this, you know, you combine your sketch hands, learn to do different lines, and then do detail work. So these are two characters. One is now very relevant, but this was before then, sort of. So this is like, you know, you have Cloud's Buster Sword, right? You have Cloud's Buster Sword, and then the rake. This is the nine-tooth rake. Buckeye's rake, which is from the Pixie from the Monkey King's, you know, Journey to the West. So the pig character. It is his nine prong. And I believe the prompt is rust. So I basically worked on rust, like texture and stuff. So now, last year was about environments, and environments need a lot of texture. So I worked a lot on texture, plenty of textures, metals and whatnot. So now I can do them really quickly. So just, that's wood. All right, we're just gonna blend this and add a little layer of this, and then throw in another texture, and then that's it. Like, so it speeds up. You can capture a lot of the texture very quickly. Yeah. So last year was a lot of texture and a lot of willy-nilly how to complement things. So, which brings us up to the modern times, right? So like this, where you have to texture a violin. So how do you get it to look like a violin? Like, how do you get the wood characteristic and stuff, and then blend it with the special things, which is where I started using like screen tones, and then practice my curvy lines. Like, all these are curvy lines that I do by hand. So then we started getting into calligraphy and whatnot, like strokes, practicing strokes in hands. So that's right. And then also pointism, lots of pointism. Those are like blotting stuff, because you need them for very large things. So like this was one of the last ones. This was the last one. It's called Landmark from last year. And these are 2 landmarks. Obviously, you know Shibuya Crossing, but this top one is one of the most convoluted highways in a Chinese city. I forgot which Chinese city it is. But the idea is you learn how to do streaks, like pointillism. Like if you look close, there's really nothing here. There's just a bunch of blobs and stuff. So that's when I learned how to do like distance work. So you can get things to look like certain things just sufficiently enough from a distance. Like if you look really close, there's really not much here. And that's where I learned like environments. So how do you capture the shape of environment when you look at it as a whole, right? These are just blobs. They're tiny little blobs, but you can accent them with specific strokes to get stuff like lens flaring and bounce lighting, streaks. And then we get to the current day, and this is with 11, minimal viable, representation. And then let your eyes fill in, right? Try to work on letting your eyes fill in. And then when you have these things, it end up improving my sketching ability, because my sketching ability, then I can use this type of approach, and then I can fill in the details whenever I choose to. So it's a matter of time then. So you do the sketch, you do the overall thing, and then throw in the details. And then on top of it, I will always be able to improvise and repair or add more to it, because I spent more time looking at overall forms and compositions most of my time. Which again, we have to remember that I only do this a month. I do watch art though. Like I wanted to be a filmmaker way when I was younger. I like composition. I look at scripts, staging and stuff. So it's not that uncommon that one day when I decide to do artwork, you can like recognize all these things. So it's kind of like what I said to Ralama about having a notepad and writing all the things you have to do, right? Like one day you want to do this, one day you want to do this. So as I'm doing other things, I'm looking, I like movies, I like anime, but I'm also making notes of all the things that I enjoy about them. So one day when I have free time to do it, I unload all of it onto like a single month. So between months, while I'm not like literally doing art or anything, I'm keeping my eyes peeled. It gives life. When you're in a creative hobby, you look at the world differently now. Like when someone says, "Oh yeah, I want to draw a tree," what does that tree look like? I can tell you now, my trees are all over the place. So it's whatever the tree I feel like it is, and it will people will not mistaken it for a tree, but the tree will look kind of odd. It would be like my vision of a tree, right? So it's not the goal of looking exactly exactly the thing that you're going after. For myself, it's very flow statey for the most part. So coming to the present, like the first ones of each month is really rough. Like this first month, oof, this is my first one. Like, oh my gosh, I had some problems. So this is day one. So I was trying to get back and settle into the groove of things, and I'm like, oh, I have this idea, I have this idea. It's like I have no idea what to work with. So I started drawing some stuff, and it's like maybe I could make this 2D, and then maybe I can blur the background and then draw this and then make these borders, and the borders gigantic. And it took a while to settle back in. Like I was trying to, he's so cute. Yeah, I could do this so much cuter though. but it's acceptable. Like this is the process, right? So I was trying to chalk. I basically tried to do a chalk texture, and it didn't work. So I kept trying to like smear. I did so much smearing here, and that's part of the journey, right? That's part of the journey. And then the second one was even I was underestimating. Like I overestimated myself by a large margin. Like so the second one is when it's weave, right? And I was thinking, oh yeah, I didn't have time for backgrounds. I just like threw up some stuff with perspective. I drew way too many lines. Like, what in the world was I thinking? There was no way I was gonna get this done. And then you have to like shadow everything, so I basically just tried to find all the chunk forms and put them together, right? I was still filling it out. This year, there are two constants. A border, represented by a card because of Wanikani and Hanzahiro. And it would feature the panda, the red panda, so I would have a fixed character. And then everything else is going to refine off of that. So this year I have gotten down a incredible workflow very quickly, at least. Next year I'm probably gonna forget all of it again. But you see now the background is starting to be filled in. So by day 3 I'm like, all right, I got something in the foreground. I keep telling myself to put something in the foreground. So my minimum goal is 3 tiers: background, mid, and foreground, obstructed foreground, and then a 4th wall, which is the border. But there's a varying amount of detail that I can do. The border is the very last thing, right? If I had maybe 10 hours or like a full day, it would be all 4 parts would be complete. So far, I would say if I had 12 hours, so far a completed card would take me, I'm gonna estimate around 26 hours ish, a little over a day's worth of time. So trying to capture the thing that's in my head in 3 hours or less, or less than 4 hours, is something that I have to negotiate myself. So I pick certain things to focus on. Like the 4th day one, I focused on elements, like tree elements, and then most of the stuff I focused on just the whatever's in the center. So center, and then focused on elements on the side. So then this year, one of the main things I'm focusing on is how to create continuous strokes of different density while doing it. So using my stroke to complement my kind of messier style of things. So near the end, when you were seeing me like drip paint on things and then using lines and stuff, that's coming directly from this year. Now I place very strategic lines everywhere to create texture. So like these coats, there are very specific lines, and all lines have specific direction and density that I'm working on. So this would be this year's project. And eventually, you know, things got better, and then now we start looking at it. Learning how to use strokes efficiently can help with getting ideas down in a timely manner. It is, yeah. And there are different techniques that I employ from back to, you know, there's so many different ways to present it. And I think the closest I've gotten was yesterday. This is probably closer. Also, you like how loose the Grim Reaper one is? Yeah. So this is fairly close to yesterday. I think I went over 4 hours. The trunk killed me because I had to draw straight lines. so that took a really long time, but this is getting closer to the stuff. You can see that the floor is kind of incomplete, the wall is kind of incomplete, the flame is kind of incomplete, but the idea is you're getting this mix of, I like doing hybrids things. So oftentimes there's something that's noisy, there's something that's really heavy, and then you do line work. And these things, this part, like the wood texture and the gaps and stuff, that took the least amount of time. That's what makes like the lining and stuff very effective because you can do anything. You just like start scribbling as long as you get your a somewhat unified lighting position, then you start running it over with your line, your superior line work. If you are able to, you can complement things so well, especially when it's framed. And the frame is deliberate, right? Having a card frame is also deliberate. It makes things kind of cute and organized. So whenever you do like different techniques, right, like this, with line work, like a post line work, everything seems to come into sharp focus. So this was probably my, I find that this was the simplest one. This one took, oh, by the way, someone said this looked like guacamole, and then I made it veiny guacamole. It's supposed to be lettuce. The prompt is shredded. But anyways, so now we have a combination of, there's really, you can see that there's really noise, but it's very calculated noise. Like, I did all of this. It looks like lettuce to you? That's fair. Well, thank you. So, and I do simple tricks like this. So, for me, this is the closest thing to my style of things. So, you have motion lines, curvature lines that are reliant on my hand. And then you have outlines that are reliant on direction and like a lot of direction. Most of the lines are very heavily directed. And then you have staggered, layered, staggered depth all on one layer. So like dark, then light, then lighter, combined a different texture. Then it's the form and the different like foreground, background, further background. All the layers are complemented by the density of my lines. And then you get, then that's how you bring the composition together. So it ends up looking clean, but it's chaos. Like, like if you look at this is pretty chaotic. And then it's framed on top. And what I haven't gotten to do so far is I was gonna make wood like silhouettes. I was gonna make silhouettes off of these, the border. The card border is gonna have another silhouette in front. So like here I could draw a bunch of like a cutout silhouette of like a lettuce and a bowl in the corner, which then would obscure some of the things on top, but it would make the card border the closest thing to you, right? So then you create the foreground, the super foreground, the fourth wall foreground, and then the other foreground. A lot of these are missing foregrounds because I didn't get a chance to make them. So these things are supposed to be very complicated, and my, like for example, this is probably the most foreground that I've done so far, right? And if you look very closely, it's one bush, then it was inverted, then it was combined to two bushes, then it was inverted, and it was combined to three bushes, and then it was just paced randomly. Like, I felt where I want to place them. And these are actually only two bushes. It's actually technically one bush. It's one bush, but it looks different because you can kind of fill it out when you see it on a digital thing, which is I love digital art for that reason, right? So now you can see depth, right? You have your foreground, your midground, your third, your fourth, your fifth, and then your distance, and then you have a light source on top. And in this one, I decided to go with some texture stuff on the outside and some marker shading, vertical marker shading in the inside. Yeah, it doesn't look copy paste if you, unless you look really close. And for the record, there are things that I did to make it look like it's not copy and paste. Only the lines are copied and pasted and inverted and extended and flattened. All the lighting stuff were hand done because they are easy. They're very quick. Like all these like line works, like the highlights and the shadows, all of them are hand done because it's so much faster to go straight across. Like I do them very, very quickly. So there are things that I prefer to do because I absolutely love it. Like these lines, the the glow when you put up the trees. So it's masked pretty well. It's kind of one of, like, for example, the panda is supposed to have a symmetrical face, but then I started with a symmetrical face, then you deliberately make it asymmetrical. This Blender? No, it's Krita. Yeah, it's Krita. It's kind of like Clip Studio Art, if you're familiar with that, or Procreate, more or less. It's a freehand software. It's also free to use, to be honest. I think this was easily one of my favorite ones so far. I tried something different in this one with my line art, and it came out a little bit overblown. So here's my 13th one. It's Drink. And it's a little overblown because I was thinking, what happens if I used white strokes and then combined and hybrid line the black strokes? I might have punched it a little too hard. No, I just heard about Blender after you watched a Warhammer fan animation. Ah, yeah. So this is where I was practicing relying on like half strokes. So basically I went from white to black, and then I did my backgrounds slightly different to give it it tricked you into liking Warhammer. I see. Well, I do have some friends. So this is me. This is to the max of my lighting technique. Right. You get like your all the stuff that creates the motion, and that's what I worked on over the years. Like the most things that I have that are most like crutch, I would call it a crutch. My comfort zone is the line art. Trying to make it look like a enamel pin or something. Yes, exactly. Yep. And then it complements the card border a lot. Now you're cursed with the Warhammer lore knowledge. Nah, you're fine. Go use it. Go create art. Pick up Blender, Jonas. Go make some art with Warhammer. I have like best friends who spent most of their life making 40k miniatures. One is in charge of keeping up with a national zine and whatnot, and they make molds and whatnot. You can even do that. Blender, you can do it in Blender too. So this would be probably the most intentional beep. This is the most intentional line art. And this was day 13. So everything is deliberate. Every single line was already planned out beforehand. So you can see that and almost all of these are single strokes. So it's interesting. I tried punching different things. And today obviously I'm experimenting with it. He looks a little puffy. And now we get back to Stardee's animation took like 7 years to make. Ain't got time for that. All right. Well, at least you can enjoy the person's artwork or animation, right? Okay, so now let's go back and see if I can. Almost all the work is done already. Once the line is done, now we do watercolor. Oh, I do have 1 or 2 watercolor things that I attempted. But the most extensive watercolor one would be probably the very first one that I tried. And I'm trying to weave in some watercolor now, because I haven't done watercolor in a while. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's this one. Second year. It's this one. It took a while to get used to how like things get darker, how things get lighter, because it's kind of in reverse from the other brushes. So after this, we started doing occasionally throwing it into the background and whatnot. And there's one more that a lot of people liked. is it's from the same year when I was experimenting. And it's this one. Absolutely no coloring. Just lines. All of it is lines. Every single one, all the coats and all that stuff is a bunch of lines on top of each other. Which now I shortcut with like a triple line tool because ain't got time, right? Ain't got time for lines. So all of this was someone does this. There's an artist that came up on my YouTube feed where they basically do chaos scribbles and then it becomes a portrait on its own where they don't lift their pen. So all of this is just scribbling. How long does this take? This one took me, it's not as long as it may sound. This one took me 3 hours. We try to keep it within 3 or 4 hours for these. All right, so let's get back to this thing. I won't count that. It's not counting the times that I'm just yapping, but okay. So now I think this is gonna work. I think this is gonna work. So let me just make a copy of this. We're gonna hide this. We're gonna flatten this. Not flatten, whoops. We're gonna convert this to a paint layer. Okay. And then grab the fun part is we get to do the fun part now after we completed our line stuff. So clean up a little. Okay. So hopefully this does what I think it's going. So then I can mess around with water paints. And then punch it with some colorful stuff. So if I combine this, right? Wait, I might want to copy this too. Just in case I screw up. Alright. So if I merge this, this becomes one layer. And then hopefully... might as well start with grays. Hopefully... what I can do is I can fill the background in gray. Oh no, wait. I might need to fill every gap, actually. Like this. What? Oh, I'm on eraser. No, it doesn't do what I think it's going to do. Oh no. That's not good. Alright, let's try the other way. So if I fill... okay. And then... oh no, it's... yeah. And then I take this. Oh no, wait. No, it has to fill it. Dang. So how do I fill these things without it becoming one? Yeah, man. The fill is... oh wait, maybe I can... can I adjust the properties of... it's too late. I don't really know how to do that. So we're just gonna fill them cheeks. That's hilarious. Can you reference layer be different than the layer you're working on? It has to. So what I'm gonna do is I want to fill in each box as a dodge, because I'm gonna like splash things, but let's just do it manually. I think it'll be fine. So I was gonna make the grid. So I was gonna dodge all the black lines. And then that means that I'm free to just splash very quickly watercolor all over the place. And then it would be confined to certain cells, right? But that didn't work. So now we're just gonna go ahead and manually do it. I need a test square, so let's test this square first. So let's say, oh, I might need to create a palette as well. So like if I do this, right? And then it's gonna be a combination of probably something like this to create. That's not gonna do what I think it's gonna do. No, it's not gonna do what I think it's gonna do. So the alternative, I have a plan B. You know how stained glass looks like, right? It's slightly veiny and it's slightly like noisy with some hex. That's like kind of like this. So I was trying to think maybe if I blot like how a watercolor person does mosaics. What they do is they drop water on top of each other and watch it mix into pools and then just keep doing that over and over again. But it doesn't work that way with this brush. So we're gonna do an alternative thing. Let's see if I can... Oh no, it highlights the same thing. Oh no. Wait. Hold up. What if I take... Okay. Okay, so I need... Yeah, I got it. We got this. I think this is the most fun part about doing the coloring part. You're like experimenting to see what works. I could get behind like doing traditional arts if I had like a garage and whatnot. I don't. Like a storage place, possibly. But I do have a quality of life issue with having a lot of materials hanging around. So let's quickly... We can color block this first. Need to color block. Which is kind of a pain because there are too many lines, which I thought I could get bypass. So we're gonna color the big parts first. You don't have enough room to get paint everywhere, so digital is same. I live a minimalistic lifestyle, so there's absolutely no room for that. But it would be kind of neat to... Oops, I missed the little paw things. It would be kind of neat to go to someone else's studio, you know, like, or go to a studio or a campus or something to do that. That would be kind of neat. But yes, digital is, that's my answer to the whole digital thing. It's fun, to me, it's really fun to look at what people are doing in traditional art and then trying to find a creative way to imitate it. Or it's more like finding the digital way of applying it. The mosaic was inspired by a person on an algorithm who was doing these 10-minute portraits or 10-minute sketchbook ideas, and watching the watercolor mix and dabble and then mix and then dabble, it was very cathartic. I wanted to do that. Long story short, it's still about the same process. Like, this is still the same process of doing each one of them, like, sort of individually. But I wanted it to, like, start in the top left-hand corner, like they did, and, like, fill it in, fill it in, fill it in, and slowly go from top left to bottom right. Instead of doing your standard color blocking and thinking of it in layers. Just switch up, like, to switch up the process. I figured that could make it fun or, like, exploratory. I might be able to learn something from doing that. Maybe something I can adopt. Next year Inktober will be new brush sets. I'll spend, like, the year, I'll spend 2026 looking at brush sets, and then we're gonna go to town on, it's like, oh, this is interesting, let's build a prompt over using this tool. How do we accent this texture brush or what have you? Like, how do we get a mountain print to work? That's probably next year's stuff. It'll be a celebration of digital art in its like traditional form. If I had a garage, for example, or a place to do it, I would pick up, like, I don't know, piece of paper and do the things that other peeps are doing, where they would take different textures and just rub it against their canvas and then see if they make something of it. The cool ones that I really enjoy are those people that trend where you splash, like, coffee, or just take something and deliberately spill it on canvas, let it dry, and then let that guide your creative process. Right? Or dump a bunch of popcorn or chips onto, like, a bunch of grains. Oh, that was one of them, where you dump a bunch of rice grains onto a canvas and then just trace out all the grains and see what you can do with it. I really enjoy those things. Are exactly what I'm doing this year to some extent. But now I kind of want to do it on a, like, a brush. Just take someone's kit and see what else is there. With no with no knowledge of what it was really, instead of focusing on what it was really designed for, just take a bunch of brushes, play around, explore like you do with new toys and whatnot. New tools. Lots of possibilities. Your nose is kind of low. Yeah, I was expecting to just hit the fill tool over and over again. Just plop, fill, plop, fill. So I can choose like random colors for the other parts of the piece. Maybe you could do one of those coffee spill on a paper, the ground outside, and take a picture and use. Oh, that's a great idea. That's that's fantastic. Actually, you just gave me a great idea to use my phone. Like, that's awesome. I really like that idea. I'll have to think about it for future. Thanks. That's such a great idea. Interesting. Very interesting. So, even more so, I could, huh. Intriguing. Hmm. That idea could be applied to so many things. Oh, I kind of need two tones of color. We need like a slight. Gotta go red. Or... It makes me want to like now I can I have to upgrade my. I'm like upgrading my phone this year. Sometime by the end of the year, it would be fun to take and weave a interpret what I see from the images. That sounds like a lot of fun. Like go around, go outside, touch grass, you know. Touch grass and uh take those photos, have an incentive to look at, oh, you know, this is an interesting form, and then come transform it into something what I see in my mind's eye. So take a photo and deliberately make it into what the photo like feels in an art piece. That sounds like a great idea. I'll have to write that down. I can do many things. Like suddenly, you know, there's a trash can nearby, and it's like, okay, well, huh? Take a picture of it. Look at the patterns. So neat. Obviously, you know, if you, I imagine professional artists do this all the time and all that. That's kind of the same as like looking at references and whatnot. So pretty neat. Like when you see something in the ceiling texture, exactly. Mm-hmm. There's this one artist who does ink blots. So they take like an ink and they just throw it at a canvas and then they convert the ink splash into the stuff. So lots of that going on. And people ask all the time, like, oh, do you like see the image beforehand, or like do you bend the thing to you? Like how does that work? And oftentimes I would feel really on like empathizing with this guy because you really just see it when you see it. Kind of reminds you of, I don't know You ever sit around chilling, staring at the clouds? Kind of makes one young for some time. Let your mind wander. My line art is largely like that for the most part. The last piece, when the last steps, when you're adding detail and stuff, it's usually whatever suits me. If it coincidentally happens to be something that people enjoy, that makes me think that that's kind of an intrinsic thing that connects us all. Like when someone says, "Oh," they pointed out like, "What part do you like?" And they would specifically mention a part that was completely improvised. That really screams a wonderful connection that is intrinsic. So they picked a part of the piece or a characteristic of the piece that was intrinsically something that is not intentional or made towards something by design. It was more of a feel. Like if someone's for this mosaic thing, right? The improvised part hasn't come up yet. So if someone says like, "Oh yeah, I really like how that part looks," I'd be like, "Yep, that's it." Okay, so now we need to do. This is slightly improvised. Now I need to decide, like I need to fill out the base colors. Because a mosaic is gonna have a bunch of base colors, so I need a palette. Let's do a palette. This looks. We'll probably need this. Yeah, this part is Philly, so the panda is not Philly. I think we can make good with these three colors. I'm putting them up because later it could get a little messy. So. Okay. Whoops, wrong. Better watch it on our layers. And now we're basically just gonna feel out. It'll all make sense, hopefully. They'll come together, but it's gonna take a while. It's 4 a.m. right now. I have 2 hours. You know what this reminds me of? Coloring books. That's what this reminds me of. I haven't had a coloring book in a while. I'm not even sure as a kid if I ever had a coloring book. But this is definitely more of a coloring book situation. So typically, you know, when you're young, you would color the first layer, right? And then that's it. So right now we're doing the coloring book part. Yeah. Early on, at least in my opinion, when kids color, they try to create non-mosaics, like a pattern, right? But it's kind of interesting when adults become so patterned in their ways that creativity becomes, oh, quote unquote, people feel like they become stunted in their creativity because things are very salient, right? You've gotten used to the patterns that you see all the time, and it becomes very difficult to break away from, quote unquote, whatever that is most useful. So if you're thinking my color choice right now is like, I don't understand this, why are these colors, like, why'd you pick these 3 colors? And that's kind of illustrating the point, right? What colors do you think? Are you going to make the entire border green? And the wonderful thing about mosaics is that it challenges you to not think that. It brings the chaos into it. But the downside of the way, I mean, one of the weird parts about how I'm doing it right now is I'm not doing it a square at a time. So in a way, I can sort of see what kind of color balance I'm aiming for. So in some way, I'm still doing the color balancing. Maybe there's also such thing as like natural color balancing. Like some people look at a bunch of colors and like, oh yeah, I bet these will look great together, and that's how it goes. It's really interesting to explore that, like your capacity for choosing colors. And like I did not pick these colors. It's not entirely random. However, right now, as I'm filling these things, is kind of random. Kind of random. And there is also something to be said about these are half colors. I don't know how often or how people choose their colors, but I usually color in half colors. So each one of these panels, there are going to be shades of 3 different colors. You just got a picture in your head what those shade of 3 colors are. So there's gonna be like 3 shades of blue, 3 shades of green, and 3 shades of yellow. There might be 6 shades of yellow and maybe 6 shades of green. For now though, we have to do this. Insomnia? Oh, I see. Oh there, Hideyoshi. Hi. It's been a hot minute. Ron is read like. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Jen. Yeah. GN. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jen. 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 Which Jen are you thinking of? Hmm. Oh. Okay. Spring rolls. Are you hungry? Jun Jun. Alright, thank you. You're going to bed. Alright, good night. Take care. I'll see you in the next blue moon. Oh, it's coming together. Looking snazzy. It's just with the flat colors. We only got flat colors so far. Wait till we get to the extra colors. And then all the unnecessary cleanup that I'm going to have to do because my line is horrendous. My lines are horrendous. Oops. Alright. Oh. Oh. Save me. Hey. Look at that wobbly line. Oh man. Don't worry, we'll try to clean up some of these. I think. Unsteady hands. Okay. Alrighty. I need another color. So we gotta increase it. We gotta increase our palette. Something like, and then I actually need a darker color now that. Oh yeah. Okay. Like, all right. So let's get to it. Oh, the black thing. We'll do that later. So let's see how this works out. First, we're gonna apply one texture. Ah, ah, ah. And that is going to be, oh, that's not the, so we need something lighter. That seems pretty reasonable. Let's see if I can get this to work. So, ah! Oh, we do have this too. Nope, that's not it. Nope, not what I'm looking for. Okay. Wait, what happens if I... Nope, it doesn't change with... Okay, it's fine. It's like magic. This is where someone's gonna say, see, digital art is easy. No skill. I'm kidding, I might have just started a flame war. Okay, yeah, this will work. It'll make sense in a little bit. It's what I expected from this particular one. That's good. This is where if I had my own like art studio, I would go around looking for like a specific type of paper or a roller or something, and put a glob of paint on there and then roll the thing around to see if it gets the texture that I want. And since I've already used this before, I was like, oh, okay. Well, this texture is close enough. So, right? It's close enough. It creates the parts that are reflective, like internally reflective in the stained glass. So I do need to also find a complementary. Complementary is probably going to be slightly red and like on the brighter side. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe we're gonna go with like, this seems okay for now. Oh, that actually works to my advantage. That it keeps it consistently spotted. I needed something that keeps the spacing, so they must not overlap. That's I needed a texture that looked like it creates bubbles, but they can't overlap. They can't stack on top of each other. If they stack on top of each other, it's gonna, or it's not gonna be looking like the thing that I want. What was this? Take this. Okay. This is why I was trying to vector something, but oh no, it's gonna be a nightmare for me to like try to clean up the lines. Investing in vectoring something would definitely, the end game would have been a lot cleaner. Let's go with this. So this is what I would consider as the highlight, right? So we're doing highlights already early on, because I think it'll look better. Or would it look the same? I'm not sure if it'll look better the other way around. I haven't really thought about it. Oops. We can always switch the layer. Which is nice. Not it. Alright. That's good enough. Right? Now we do our darks. And I have an idea as well. That's not it. I think that's what I'm looking for. So Now we take this. Wait, is that? Oh, that would explain that. Okay. Okay. So now I need 2 sets, right? I need... Okay. Yeah, I should have done that first to see what it looks like. We can color back though, because those things are fixed shapes, right? So we can color back, which is good because we can add a new dimension to this. Good thing I kept this palette here. Otherwise I'd be a little lost. So what this is creating is the bottom, the back. And the back is kind of like, it has like a bit of, it's kind of spiny. So we're gonna just take a brush that has somewhat of a spiny texture to it and put it behind the thing. And then oftentimes these things reflect inside and next to each other. So we're gonna take the colors that are next to each other and change up a little bit of the contact points. So then they would be reflecting onto each other, right? And then I'm going to add a separate glow on top of it that is coming from large pieces to create light piercing through the thing. And then we clean up the lines again. Maybe like the most egregious ones. And call it a day. I think it's capturing the effect that I like, so it's kind of nice. Somewhere close to the effect that I want. It'll continue to be okay. If there's anything all my experimentations help me out with, in my opinion, is how to improvise when you see a look and then like, what else can I add to this? Make it look better, right? Or to like complement it. That's kind of something that is very, in my opinion, very difficult to substitute without experience. Right? And I think this is doing just the trick. Still so much more to go, but let's see. And there is a reason why I'm adding these things. So the outer border is kind of random, right? It's to highlight the colors they're in. But these things, this is like a strip of a road. And these are hills, right? And then these are trees. This is the pierced skyline. And then occasionally there's the sun ray, right? and then more trees in the back. And that's kind of where I got the randomness of the color choices. I don't know if it's probably kind of obvious, so maybe it's not as clever as I think it is. Oh, I missed one. If it was already obvious, that's I like that it was obvious. I'm just explaining some stuff for fun. Okay. So I think yes, and then now we have to do our... Oh, this is kind of tough. I forgot to add these palettes. There should be no space. Oh wait, the ears are different. Dang it. Oh wait. I didn't even finish the ear things yet. I didn't do the... Okay. That's fine. And at the contact points, they're already gonna bleed into each other, which is perfectly fine. It's actually part of the... It's actually part of the design. I kind of want them to bleed into the neighboring ones. But I do have to go back and make the lines a lot darker and bigger. So we have to go and do that soon. Okay. I want to change this one. So need to correct this. Oops. My hand wobbled. Oh wait, it's not that one. Okay. And then we can swap it up to this. And it was this one. Oh yeah, we can easily replace. This is gonna work. Alright, and then we haven't had the palette for the white yet. Hmm. Ooh, it looks really cool. The effect is pretty cool. Very neat. All right. Okay. Now it kind of looks like what I think stained glass is kind of like. Now, now we got other things to do. So, uh, let's try something first. I want to see if this produces what I think it's going to do. So now we take this and let's try this. Intriguing, okay. Okay. And then let's do these. But not onto. Oh, yeah. That's actually. Uh, no, I think this is. Oops. Okay. And then. Oh, I missed something. Okay. All right. Uh. Oops. Oh. Oops. Okay. Now, oh, what else was I gonna do? I really should clean up these lines before the day's over. 2 lines. And it's actually a little bit more involved than... Okay. Oh no, this is gonna be so hard. Oh no. I don't think we're gonna do this. Hold up. Wait. No, that doesn't help. Hold up. No. Okay. We're just gonna do the outline of this. Heck. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is definitely pushing my penmanship to. Ooh. I think we're okay with not. Yeah. Hmm. Heck. This almost feels like the time when I kept practicing kanji writing, like character writing. Oh, now I'm starting to notice something else I can do. Yeah. In fact, I think the thing I originally thought would be a great idea might not be the great... Wouldn't work that well, actually. Actually, I'm gonna go back and... change those a little. Okay. Interesting. Now I noticed that there's something that I actually do want to change. We can make it fade instead. How did you practice your kanji writing? You did a lot when using RTK and would write them again and again in a grid paper notebook. Oh, I wrote on the screen. I spent most of my time writing on the screen. So whenever I review and recall, I wrote them at the same time. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Grid paper would have been great. Instead, you know how Duolingo and the SRS stuff, they typically have boxes already set up, so I would be writing on top of them. Like, whenever I'm reviewing and stuff, it would already be lined up. So, what I did. We talked, learned, and created networks at the same time. I wrote them by doing networks. Yeah. What was I doing? Oh, I didn't need this after all. And then I wanted to make it a little bit demarcated. Or basically just clearing out so this should make the center of the plates stand out a lot more. Oops. No! It's fine. We'll just accept it. I didn't lift my end the whole time, so I accidentally sometimes my hand kinda just does what it wants. This is to create some depth in the pieces. Yeah, now all the pieces have depth on the edges. Do you have any plans to find a few bright shiny details to sell the glass look? Yeah, that's what we were gonna try to do. Uh, yeah, that's what we were gonna try to do. Instead, I was gonna do it with a line stuff, but so maybe we can cheat this. That doesn't work. I'm like, nope, that doesn't work. Wait. Oh, no. Hold on. Nope, it doesn't work. Oh, I'm gonna probably go through and do the lines myself. Right. There is also... Hang on. It does look a lot cleaner now, though, which is good. I do need to make like a frame around it, so let's just throw something in the back. Let's take... We'll do noise, right? Maybe floor and gray. Gray is a good complement. Okay, and then darker gray. It's probably going to be at the edge, so it's not really that a big a deal. Oh boy. Let's see if I can randomly do this instead. Could I hold? Hold? Oh, this would be interesting too. That's interesting. We're not gonna do that though. Okay. I'm trying to find like just oh, you know what? I mean, I'm probably no. I require a hard edge. I need like hold on. I'm thinking. How much time do I have? I have an hour. Ow, my hand. It has to be very sharp. We have to. I think the thing we're just gonna do is I'm gonna go through and. That's silly. Sorry. That's pretty funny. No. What do you suck? Yay! That this to me feels like you know I ran out of time. Like that's what that tells me. Like, you know I ran out of time. Okay, okay, all right. Yeah, we're gonna go through and just do our fun little. We're gonna try to. Did you see my? Did you have? Wait. Did you see my compliments? Wait. What compliments? Also, oh no, I didn't. Also, this looks great. I especially like the thicker border on the red panda and the color bleeding ties it together. Yeah, yeah. So I think the color bleeding is pretty much what I'm gonna keep, right? Possibly. It really looks nice. I'm genuinely satisfied with it. Oh, I do need to place a uh where are you? What did I oh, oh where'd you go? There we go. Oh, that's a thing. There's also this thing, right? Oops. Now we're grounding the wall. Okay, we're just gonna go around and pick our favorite blocks and call it a day. What's our favorite blocks? This was fun. This was great. Oops. Let's go pick our favorite blocks. Hmm. Let's see how I'm gonna get it though. Or no, I think it's gonna stay outside. Let's see how that looks for a moment. No, I'm not buying that. Try a different approach. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Have you listened to Niwamori piano? I think you might like their work. Um, I don't know. I will take a look at it. Thank you for the suggestion. Um, obviously I'll be listening to it in my um personal time. The music that I have here is the reason that they're being played is because it's copyright free. But I imagine piano music and Japanese of that name sounds amazing. Yeah, so definitely bigger blobs. It's the most contemporary piece music stuff you heard? Nice. I'll have to check it out. Thank you for the suggestion. I have a bunch of things to do lately, and that's beautiful. Like what I mean is I love that I've lately become have like a bunch of things to try out. I'll let you know next time Ever try to bring it up? Recently, I've had the pleasure. That might be a little too intense. Dang it. These jelly bean things don't work. Oops. What the heck is that? Why is that still there? Where did I put the... Hold. Midlife crisis. What is that spray? Where did I... What the... Oh. Excuse me? Oh no. Crises. Hold up. Someone got some dirt on my glass. You joined the... Should I link it there? Yeah, sure. Sure. That makes it a lot that's very convenient. Hang on. I forgot to finish the line art. Lots of experimenting. We got a lot of time to experiment. Whoop. Ah. I have a few more ideas left, and then if they don't work out, we're good. How did I miss that by that much? What am I doing? Oh yeah, my hand's getting tired. Um... Uh, how are we gonna sell this? Maybe we do like. Nope. I think maybe making it extremely elaborate. Or, wait. That doesn't work. That's not what I think. How about... That looks like it's broken. No. 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 Then help. I think it's fine. Imagine a few of the bubbles being bright but very sparingly. The jelly beans also might look good. And yeah, that's kind of... We're just gonna blast this with different things and make it look ornate. There's still one more thing that I'm got to do still, which is let's do that first and see what happens. Okay. Hey Danny. Hello. And then I guess we're gonna do some yeah, I like the bubbles. I like the lens flare. Maybe we'll do some bubbles. So maybe Okay. And then usually I use 2 colors, so run over those places. I like white and yellow for sunlight stuff. And then let's go and throw in some bean dippers and some stuff. And then I gotta do the frame, and then we're gone. We gotta do the gone. And because of the glow, I think the glow is what was missing. I want to put it placed underneath. I want to be underneath. This is your favorite so far? What was my last one? Oh, my last one was pretty chaotic. Here's my last one. Oh man. This guy seen better days, I tell you. It's like sensory overload. It's a blunder. The But this one definitely screams the note of it's great. Confetti? Nah, just glow in the dark paint. It's whatever. It's whatever you think it is. It can be anything. It was kind of supposed to be a chaotic thing. So you can do whatever you want to call it. Let's pick some of our favorite jelly beaners, you know? Oh, it could be like strategic places here too for the jelly beaners. Oh no. We want to keep it. Let's keep it within the shade. Okay. And then let's do a little bit more. Mm. What do you think of your study? Oh, what do you mean of your study? Oh, did you post something? Hold up. Wait. Aww. Yeah, what was the cat's name again? Very nice. Very nice. I see you placed the kitty cat in the place. Some part of me kind of just wants to also like all right, we're good. We're gonna stop now. It looks fine. All right, let's put a frame on this. My hand. Yeah, back to back 6 hour, back to back 11 hours is. I'm not that young anymore. We need to cut. My hand is like basically shaking from holding the brush down. Okay. I'm still kind of one behind at the moment. But we did have a lot of fun experimenting today. Heck. I was thinking of making like a permanent thing, but it looks like the frames really do be changing it up. It's so tiny. I have enough space to. Wait, what was the prompt? The prompt was ornate. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know the perfect word for. I know the perfect character in my opinion to capture ornate. I was making this smaller because as much as don't wanna cut this corner, it's gonna have to happen. Close enough. I was eyeballing. Oh, I could shift the whole thing to the left a little. Hang on. Or the other way around. Shift the... I don't know. Okay. Okie dokie. Huh. What would the... I feel like it's gonna probably be most complemented by... like a... sunset. Right, that didn't work. Hold up. Looking. I'm looking. Hold. No, we're going with... No. Then what would be the... what would be the pattern? This is fine. Hmm. Hold. It's looking. Oh no. Hmm. Nope. Sure. Let's just go with this. Hang on. Nope. That's alright. I think that's good. Okay. What are we writing? Oh, yeah. I think we're writing or do, right? Yeah. Or yeah, I think we're definitely doing oi or do. That's what we're gonna go with. My body is saying no. Give up now. I need to heck. I know it's not visible right now, but it'll make sense in a bit. Ah! Wait, I missed a stroke. Okay, that's awkward. Shh. No one will know. No one will ever know. Shh. No. Oh, now everyone knows. No one will ever know. But shh. I thought I had my mind's eye unlocked, but clearly not. you know very well. Okay, this is pretty good. It's good enough. What? Hello? The border, like, the character is getting smaller and smaller. Kind of funny. It's slowly becoming less and less less part of the thing. This one was a pretty big undertaking though. Okay. I'll eventually normalize the frame at some point. There was quite a lot of I had more ideas, but I don't there's no guarantee that they would. All right. No background this time, but it was good. We did it. The prompt was ornate. So I like using all. All means like oi, and do means like just a lot. This is a lot. Although it's kind of very tiny. It's the smallest corner. Make it a little bigger. Okay. Alright. That's it. We did it. Now we're almost caught up. Almost caught up. And we'll do it all over again a couple more times. Okay. So. Day... what? Day 17? Let's write it flat here. Day 17. Today's the 18th, right? Or the 19th. It's that night. So. What was it? What did I say? Ornate? Okay. We did it. 2 more down the hatch. Okay. Let's go save this. 3 hours and 4 hours. We still need to cut down the hours. The 2-hour one yesterday felt nice. I tried to keep it to 4 hours total. I still got... the single days are pretty good because the single days I can do like 4 hours and really lean in on some stuff. What's this, day 7? Ornate. I'm saving the file before I forget. There was a time when I ended the stream and I just closed out the program. Thankfully, these programs autosave, but one time I legitimately just closed out and didn't save anything. and I went back and I was like, wait a minute. Where's the where's the prompt? All right. Ooh, aw. Oh, that's so cute. All right, now we have 2 artists in the... now we have 2 artists in the house. Very nice. Oh, I'm looking at your goats. Your goat like Oh, it's so cute. I love the oh man, that is one sassy looking little adorable goat thing. The flowers are fantastic. Ooh, I love the angles, the angular thing. Oh, the little cute little guy in the. That's great. Yeah, I might have to sit down. Maybe I'll do art outside of maybe I'll try to do art outside of. I think I can do all the emotes again. You know that emote that you like, for example, that emote that you used, Danny, that was before Inktober. Like that emote is before Inktober. It was one of the, yeah, and those emotes. So all the emotes that I made, those were the first things that I made. And or they were the first iterations. It was MS Paint at first. They looked like MS Paint at first. And then we so those were some of the first ones. And I haven't gone back to doing them. So emotes are actually a lot easier than obviously to me personally. It you can't blast it with a lot of detail, so you kind of are more about being precise with the stuff. So anyways, well, come back. So that means if I do a double prompt tomorrow, which is possible, or I might take a break and just do one prompt. I'm actually only one prompt behind. However, I do have 2 lesson days coming eventually on Wanikani, so I still have 3 double prompt days left. If I get caught up and talk to people and stuff, then whatever. But there's 3 guaranteed double prompt days. Actually 4, because there's a Phantom X Persona 5 Phantom X update on like the 23rd. On the 23rd. So I have to do these days, at least 4 or 5 more of these days. And then all the other ones, we're gonna see what we can do. Right. Yeah, this one was great. The part that I'm not too satisfied with is probably this part, this little like chest part. I kind of got lost in what I was doing here. It's fine. Like I can extend this over here and then move this closer here, and that'd be okay. But it's fine. No, you can't unsee it after you see it, so you're welcome. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today. Thank you for hanging out, Beep. And I'm glad you got some work done, Danny. I look forward to everyone else who's making stuff. You don't have to be active in social media, of course. I think the wonderful thing that can be motivating is to motivate others and, you know, motivate yourself. Find some. I stand by all the things that I was digressing today. It is wonderful to be able to somewhat express yourself in some way, because then people around you would be also expressive. So if all else fails, one of the incentives to be expressive in some way to your, you know, level of privacy and whatnot is that then there's a higher opportunity and environmental change to be around other people who are expressive. If you want energy and some days you are low, it's always kind of nice to have companions that know you're low in energy, and they can also be there to provide some of that energy. You don't have to do it alone, right? However, if you have a superpower and you are doing it alone, hopefully you have some to share for other people who may need it, right? Stand by it all the time. I look forward to hearing. I still have my, like, I have a calendar of people that, like I said, we're gonna speak again in 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I hope it happens. I would love to catch up with all those people, right? So until then, that's a wrap today. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you. It's an ever privilege. ありがとうございます right 谢谢感谢感谢 you're feel free to follow along. We will talk definitely in 10 years. Yeah, feel free to follow along. Come on by, right? Do your thing. Like I love Matane. Yeah. So for until now, you're more than welcome. Always come by and yap, exchange some conversations. I have questions for you. Don't think your life is silly, mundane. If your life is silly and mundane, at least I don't have your life. So come on by and share a little bit of story, and I'll ask a few questions. Right? Let's try to encourage each other, keep each other motivated and interesting, and interested in our own life. Right? For the sake of others. I'm gonna quote Claire Obscure, for those that come after. Right? For those that come after. That's number one here for me. So until then, see you guys next time. またね。皆さんまたね。大家下次见。Right? 感谢观看。見てくれてありがとう。Thanks for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye bye.